Yesterday we told you about a brazen lottery theft. It took just 4 seconds for this man to grab an entire rack of scratch-off tickets from a convenience store. Well, of course, then he ran. Police say they've learned his identity and hope to make an arrest soon. But he won't be fleeing the state with his winnings. Lottery tickets have built-in security measures, and the Lottery Commission is able to identify and deactivate any winning tickets that are stolen. And while that guy wasn't a successful thief, there are people out there who found ways to gain possession of winning tickets illegally. Today we want to introduce you to a man who seems to have the golden touch when it comes to lotteries. Richard Lustig is the world's only 7-time lottery game grand prize winner, and he's written a book. It's called Learn How to Increase Your Chances of Winning the Lottery. Guess he knows how, but let's talk first about lottery scams and thefts. First of all, Richard, thank you so much for joining us from your home in Orlando, Florida. Is that where you have you gotten all your winnings from there?
Yes, all my winnings have been here in Florida, yes.
Wow. I understand in Florida there was a rash of convenience store clerks who were suddenly turning in winning scratch-off tickets. Now, what was going on there?
Well, these are guys that have actually been doing this for quite a while. The lottery's been investigating it. They finally got enough evidence together to start busting these guys. But, you know, they were turning in dozens and dozens of $1,000, $5,000, and even $10,000 winning scratch tickets, which is totally unlikable to happen. The odds are so graced against that, so they knew that there was something going on.
And so what was happening is customers were coming in with tickets. The clerks were telling them that they weren't winners. The winners, the actual winners, would throw the tickets away, and when they left, the clerks would pick them up. Is that what happened? Yeah,
well, there's several things that they were doing. They prey on the elderly, because and then they prey on people that maybe don't speak English as very well as other people. So the customer would hand their ticket to the clerk and say, "Could you tell me if this is a winning ticket?" And they would say either no, it's not, or they'd say, "Oh yeah, you won $10 or whatever it is," and they'd give them their $10, and then the people would walk out the door. What they really had was a $1,000 winning ticket in an example, and they would put the $1,000 ticket in their pocket and cash it in later themselves.
Wow. Okay, now let's talk about you and winning the lottery. You must have some things you do that make it possible for you to have won 7 times. What do you suggest?
Absolutely. There's various things that I suggest, and one of the things I constantly push is have a budget. Set yourself a budget of what you can afford to spend. It's very easy to get caught up in this. Don't spend grocery money. Don't spend rent money. Figure out what you can afford to spend and stay within that. I'm a big proponent of picking your own numbers. I don't believe in doing quick picks. And for people out there watching the show and they don't know what a quick pick is, that's when you go in, you hand the clerk the money and say, "Give me a couple tickets for tonight's drawing," and the computer picks your numbers. The problem with that is the computer, every time it picks a set of numbers, it's a completely different set every time. So your odds are always at their worst. For instance, Powerball, which is a very popular multi-state lottery game, the odds of winning that game are 1 in 175 million. Pretty astronomical. But if you play your own numbers, you pick your own numbers, and in my book I teach people how to determine if the set of numbers you picked are a good set of numbers or not. And once you determine that, you stick with those numbers, never change them, never miss a draw, and actually every time you lose, your odds get a little bit better that you're going to win the next time. And I've had many people tell me they don't believe that, but we even had a professor of statistics at Baylor University who examined my method and agreed with my method that it does work.
Well, Richard, you must be doing something right, and I know that we can't cover everything right now, but folks can get your book on Amazon, and we appreciate your joining us this afternoon. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.